Hi, my name's Tamara Stanger and this is Chef in the Garden. This month we're working with the chickpea. It's also known as the Garbanzo bean, as Kalvash, or the Ceci bean. A chickpea is a naturalized plant to Arizona, and that's really cool. So a naturalized plant means that it wasn't native to this area, but somebody brought it in, and now it grows here really well. So this is a dry crop. This is something that grows good in Arizona with very little water. The chickpea was introduced to Arizona in 1680 by a Jesuit missionary. The PIMA and PAPAGO people, their diet was primarily legumes. So Kalvash, the chickpea, and tepary beans were a main staple of their diets. Today the chickpea, or Kalvash, is grown on the same land that it was grown on hundreds of years ago by the PIMA people. And this is along the river. It's called the Old Man River. The chickpea is also a founder plant, so this was one of the first plants ever brought into agriculture. It was collected by the hunter-gatherers. It's actually a wild plant that still grows wild, but it was one of the first things that was ever planted for agriculture and now accounts for 1/3 of all crops grown in the world. Chickpeas are considered an indeterminate crop. So an indeterminate crop is a crop that will continue to grow as long as it has the water and nutrients to grow. So they don't have an end of harvest season. They just will continue to flower and produce seed. So farmers need to grow them in an area where resources are scarce. That's why Arizona works really well, because at a certain time it gets really dry. So to harvest a chickpea, you let the crops dry out. You do a drying process where you let the leaves die and the chickpea dries. And you need to do this well after monsoon, because heavy rainfall will make them flower and seed again. So this is definitely a crop that could feed our community and the rest of the world. Chickpeas are a highly versatile ingredient. It's also extremely nutritious. It has a lot of protein. It has a lot of magnesium, folates, and fiber. Chickpeas are also considered a superfood. So cooking chickpeas is really simple. All you need to do is soak them in water overnight. So I usually use at least double the amount of water in a big container and let them soak up that water. The next day, rinse it off. Boil them until they are soft. It's about 30 minutes. And then we want to let them dry. So drain your chickpeas, lay them out on a sheet tray, and let them dry. But they're very beautiful. This color, it's almost like a dark beige orange color. And this is just such a healthy food. And as a superfood, it means it's a perfect food that can sustain you. It has enough nutrients in it to give you energy to go about your day. Now the next step is to lay them out flat on a sheet tray in one layer so they can get nice and crispy in the oven. Okay, they're gonna take about 30 to 45 minutes to cook. Get them crispy, and you can turn them halfway through. Here to let it cool. So we're gonna do 3 tablespoons of our nutritional yeast. See how flaky and delicious that looks? Okay, our next ingredient, we are going to do 2 teaspoons of our smoked paprika. The smoked paprika, this is just gonna add this nice, like, barbecue-y flavor, just rich and smoky and roasty. So 2 tablespoons of that. And then we have our natto powder right here. That is the one that's from the achiote tree, and it's used in a lot of Mexican and South American cuisine to make things red. So you'll find this a lot in chorizo. So we're gonna do 1 teaspoon of that. So right here we have our cayenne. That's gonna give us some nice spice. We're actually gonna only do 1/4 of a teaspoon, so we're gonna do just half of our half. Add that in. We have our kosher salt. Doing 1/2 teaspoon of that. Our onion powder. And then garlic powder. There we go. And I'm just gonna give that a nice toss to mix. So we're just mixing the ingredients together. See, we have some nice red color in there. And now we're gonna add this to our chickpeas. We're just gonna add them right into our slice. And then we're gonna give that a nice toss to coat. And this is best done when they're super hot still and you get them out and they're just still a little oily and salty, and they'll absorb all of those Chiba flavors. So now you know a quick and easy way to use chickpeas. It's just a fun snack that you can take with you. You can share with your friends. You can make at home. For Chef in the Garden, I'm Tamara Stanger.